Hey friends, hey family, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Crystal Blue. I do Christian content and I also do what's called the Word of the Day. I also have videos and shorts of me and my family having fun together. So if you like what you see and hear, don't forget to like and subscribe. For those of you returning, happy Tuesday. I do believe it's Tuesday. I have no idea what time it is. My concept of time is all messed up. Happy Tuesday. Hope everybody is doing well. So today we're going to be reading from the book of James. And when I read this yesterday, I was like, this is just so real to life. And of course, everything in the Bible is true to life. But again, as I've said in many of my other videos, there are just some things that just hit home. Just like they make me think about things that I've done in my past and how I could have done something differently and how I'm going to function moving in the future. So in James chapter 1, verses 19 through 27, he talks about listening and doing. And this really comes in handy for people who don't like to think before they speak or think before they respond. So I'm going to go ahead and read it to you. So it's the book of James chapter 1, verses 19 through 27. My dear brothers and sisters, take note of this. Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry, because human anger does not produce the righteousness that God desires. I'll let that sit and marinate for a second. Therefore, get rid of all moral filth and the evil that is so prevalent, and humbly accept the word planted in front of you, which can save you. Do not merely listen to the word and so deceive yourselves. Do what it says. Anyone who listens to the word but does not do what it says is like someone who looks at his face in a mirror and after looking at himself goes away and immediately forgets what he looks like. But whoever looks intently into the perfect law that gives freedom and continues in it, not forgetting what they have heard, but doing it, they will be blessed in what they do. Those who consider themselves religious and yet do not keep a tight rein on their tongue deceive themselves, and their religion is worthless. Religion in God our Father accepts as pure and faultless is this: to look after orphans and widows in their distress and to keep oneself from being polluted by the word. There are so many vital points that are hit like in the very beginning. That first line. My dear brothers and sisters, take note to do this. Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry, because the human anger does not produce the righteousness that God desires. Those are verses 19 and 20. I could have been done right there. And I love that because it just makes me think back to how growing up as a kid, and, as my mom used to say, be flippant at the tongue, just be quick to say something and mouth off and not even hear what the other person is trying to say or being smart mouth. It's like, take the time to listen. Because if you don't, and you're just talking out of anger and just saying things, you're not even really taking in and listening to what the other person is trying to say. You're just waiting to get your turn to sit there and say, I'm right, you're not, shut up. And I think about in my life, when I would get into arguments or disagreements with people, I wouldn't even be trying to listen to what they were saying. I would just want to wait till they were done talking so I could get my point across to prove that I was right and they were wrong. And you shouldn't do that. You should listen, take it in, and listen to what they're saying and let them speak their piece and you speak your piece. That way you can have an actual adult discussion and not sit there and have a yelling match with each other. And actually take in what the other person is saying. I don't know where I heard this, but years ago, I might have been in school. I don't know if one of my teachers said it, but she was speaking to the whole class. She said, there is a reason why you have 2 ears and 1 mouth. So you can listen twice as hard. And she said, with that mouth, you be careful what you say and when you say it. And of course, we know this is true because, like I've spoken, words are like a bullet out of a gun. Once you shoot them, you can't take them back. And of course, the power of life and death is in that tongue. So we should be slow to anger and quick to forgive. And we should just hear each other out and listen to each other. There's another line that I love in here too, and how it says, if you call, I love the whole mirror thing. It's hilarious. It's like if you sit there and look in the mirror and then you walk away and forget what you look like, that's like you reading the word and not remember what you're supposed to obey, or not remember what you're supposed to do, you know? And I was like, that's hilarious. How would it be if you looked in the mirror and then forgot what you looked like? That's how it is with a lot of us in the word. We sit there and read the word and then go on about our day and do the exact opposite of what the word says. It's like forgetting what we look like. So in this, James is saying, you know what? Let's just listen. Let's do what is right. Let's be slow to anger, because the human anger, again, it does not produce the righteousness that God desires. I love the part where it says, those who consider themselves religious and yet do not keep a tight rein on their tongue, they deceive themselves and their religion is worthless. If you're going to sit here and say that you're a child of God, but yet you just speak real quick and you don't take the time to listen and you say all these words, or you curse, or you do all these things, you're basically being a hypocrite, because you're doing the opposite of what you claim to believe is right. So I love that part. I just love this whole just passage right here, because it reigns true to my past on how I used to be. That was me. And I'm sure a lot of you were probably like that too. So what James is saying is, again, it's like a whole walk the walk, talk the talk. If you are going to claim to be a Christian, you need to act in a way that would be pleasing to God. And one of the things is listening and doing what is right, not mouthing off. Listen to the word, take it in, live by it, be slow to anger, quick to forgive. It's just like a list of so many things. And again, we can take it back to the fruits of the Spirit. By doing all these things that are pleasing of God, you will begin to bear the fruits of the Spirit, like love, kindness, patience, and self-respect. But you got to do these basic things first, like keeping your mouth shut. And learning how to actually communicate and talk with people. So this has definitely helped me, not only in my just current life, but I know how I'm going to moving forward when there's situations that I get in with people. Even if it's with, people on my job, I interact and talk with people every day on my job. And there are a lot of people that just get nasty and get an attitude. And the flesh, Crystal, would sit there and curse them out. But obviously you can't do that because you're in a professional setting. My whole thing that I love to do when a person tries to get nasty and curse at me while I'm working, I give them the silent treatment. I don't say anything. I just let them go ahead and mouth off and say what they're going to say. And then when they're done and they realize that I'm not saying anything, they go, well, hello, are you still there? And I'm like, yes. And I answer back very nicely. And I continue to help them. I could easily cuss them right back out or hang up on them. But I'm like, that wouldn't be the godly thing to do, would it? So instead of trying to match their energy, do the opposite. You stand up for what is right and you do what you know God would want you to do. And for me, that's to give the silent treatment. There are so many people that have been so nasty to me at my job when I'm talking over the phone, and all I do is just kill them with kindness. And when I hang up with them, I say, you have a blessed day. And that's it. And I keep it moving. And I actually had one person that actually felt bad and called me back and apologized. So it actually works. You don't have to match these people's energy. You don't have to get angry. You don't have to do all that stuff, because it is not of God. And you're being a hypocrite. You're not walking the walk and talking the talk. Okay. I could go on about this forever because it's such a great topic and it applies to everyday life. And it's true to how we should function every day in this walk with Christ. All right. I'm going over my time. I hope this blessed you guys, and I love you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. I think this thing might be broken because it never turns off.